Welcome to Locked In with DJ Scenario. You know, this is another episode of Locked In where I tap in with some of New York, tri-state area, New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, across the country, even all the way to Massachusetts. I got my guy in the building. Tell the people who you are. Let them know where you're from.
Hey, my name is Sumit. I'm from Massachusetts, Worcester, Mass. In the building, 508. Shout out to DJ Scenario. Thank you for having me, brother.
Of course, I appreciate you being here with me today. And, you know, let's just jump right into it. Let's talk about the music. Let's talk about the background and your background and everything. Like, what started you with this music journey that you're on right now?
So basically, way back in the day, had some shit going on at home and was a big fan of hip hop. Like, obviously, like, I guess what really started it was Mom Dukes used to throw away the CDs that I copped because it was the parental advisories. So I used to go through the booklets. When I really think about it, is how it started. Was I used to go through the booklet and take the lyrics and write down the lyrics in a notebook before
she threw it away.
So I could like recite.
Was like your mom really like
mind.
strict as far as like the music you listen to and what she wanted you to hear? And
she didn't. She never like brought it up to me. Never got in trouble for it. She would just see the shit and just throw it out like, oh, that shouldn't be it.
What's your background, if you don't mind me asking?
Italian.
Okay,
Yep.
Was she was not a fan of hip hop?
No, she was. My mom's into like Motown music.
Oh, dope.
So like a lot of the samples that would hit, like More Money, More Problems was the first rap song I ever heard.
Yeah.
She was familiar with the original song, so like there was a tie there.
She was like, something's going on here. I like this. Yeah.
Wasn't mad at the music at all, like putting it on the radio or whatever.
Yeah.
But I think her concern was just the vulgar language, anything like that. She just
having it in the household.
Yeah, just seeing it was be like, oh, that shouldn't be here. That's not good for him. But like I said, never got in trouble for it or anything like that. So shout out to Mom Dukes.
How was the feeling when you started getting into music, and how was the support there?
So, like, releasing the music?
No, just putting out music and having your family behind your back. Were they very supportive? You know, some families be like, maybe you should stick to your job, and then we see if this could happen.
So, it's yes and no. So, doing it back in the day when I was, like, a teenager, like, putting together mixtapes and, like, doing stuff like that, it was all love, all support. I didn't have no, like, backlash or anything from my family or anything. They were kind of, like, excited about it, but then after graduating high school, it gets to a point where it's like, okay, now,
it's the real world.
Yeah, it's the real world.
Well, as they say, it's the real world. It's the real world. You gotta do real things. Like, this is real for me.
Exactly.
You know.
So, I felt that like, okay, I gotta just go and pursue like a job and stuff like that. And so once I had graduated high school, it was kind of like, okay, now it's time to move on to something else. Until shout out my dude Danny D, who's my best friend and manager now, executive producer as well. Shout out to Danny. We had a conversation and basically was like, all right, bro, I need to do something. Yeah. And he was like, let's get it.
Was that like the battery in your back to continue?
Absolutely.
Was there a moment between when you stopped and speaking to Danny where it was like, maybe I should not do this anymore?
Well, what it was I was writing. It was a 10-year gap, and I was writing songs and freestyles, instrumentals nonstop. But it was only for me and or like my friends, family, like people who were near close to me. Excuse me. So once it got to a point where it was like, yo, bro, I feel like I'm wasting my talent and not following my passion, and now life is like hitting me like it's now or never. Yeah. Like, so once we had that conversation, it was foot on the gas from there. So that's what we've been doing.
Have you gotten to that point where, you know, you say you've been doing this for a while, like, have you gotten to that point where you've become recognizable to people outside, like, oh, I know who you are.
Yeah,
we love, because I ask that question to like all the artists I deal with, or all the artists I like speak with, just to see how far their recognition, their work has traveled, you know, or has touched anybody else that, you know, is around, or you know, different state, in the state, you know, down the block.
Word.
You know.
Yeah. Just the other night, my Uber driver actually just like we didn't say a word to each other the whole time. I'm thanking him for the ride, getting out the whip, and he goes, "By the way, I love your music." Shit was like tripping out.
Yeah.
Like, you know what
I
mean?
That's fire.
Yeah. So It was dope. And also, just in general, like when anybody, for instance, over the summer I was at like a fair or whatever, and somebody was like, "Yo, Sumit," and that shit's a good look. Yeah, for sure.
Where did you said Sumit? Like for nobody that hasn't realized yet, that's his name. Where did that come from?
Yeah, Sumit. So, back in the day, a friend of mine who has since passed away gave me the name just based off of like my aspirations to be the best, reach the top, and like just do things at the highest level. Okay,
so Sumit it is.
Yes, sir.
All right, so we got a new project out?
Yes, Get Up and Go.
Is that what it's called? Is it EP or album?
It's a album, 8 tracks with a skit, so nine tracks total. Dropped in June. We've done a couple of visuals off of it.
Okay.
Just dropped the video for a song called Party's Over.
All right.
On YouTube. Check that out. Got a song called Tale of an Underdog that went crazy for us for a little bit. That's still out there kicking.
And the newest one right now is
Party's Over.
Party's Over?
Party's Over, yep.
How long has that been out?
We just dropped the video for it 2 days ago.
Okay. Well, tell the people what kind of vibe is that, and I want you as you telling people what kind of vibe that is, I want you to tell the people what kind of music that you like to make. What's the most comfortable for you to make?
To answer the second part first, I'm comfortable making everything I make is just literally just from me being in a comfort zone dolo, and it's really nothing like super calculated or strategic about like trying to go with any kind of trend or anything. So that's just anything that you can expect from my music is something that's straight from the heart.
Okay.
And this Party's Over is no exception. It's basically a moment on the album where I stop all the excitement and high energy tones that is so prominent in the project, and I really like talk directly. So Party's Over, I would say you can expect like heavy lyricism, a chill vibe, and something that's just gonna move the room.
Do you consider yourself like a heavy lyricist?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's like, do you wanna? Because I know you said there was a 10-year gap, so I'm assuming that you've been in the game a long time. So if there was any artist that you could work with that's older, and a younger artist, who would they be? Because what I'm trying to do is like gauge the difference in artists in between who you are and the generations before you and after you.
Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna I'll say Jay-Z for an older artist.
Yeah.
Think that's self-explanatory. That's Hov.
But why? Why Hov? Everybody will say Hov, but why Hov?
All right. So I think that Hov has an ability to create subject matter in songs that is very cohesive, and he has a stream of consciousness in his verses that is specifically like moving for me, because I hear how he's tying the ideas together in the ways that he's doing it is to this day, like to me, top tier shit. So I think that being able to create something with him where it's a cohesive idea would be something that's unique and special that would be fire to do and classic all time shit. Yeah.
And why JID? And for the people that don't know, let people know where he's from and why.
So JID off of Dreamville, artist out of Atlanta. He's just an artist that has a unique flow and an ability to rhyme that I don't hear in other artists. He's one of the rappers that really like blows me away when I listen to him.
Yeah.
And I'm not like super tuned in on everything, but like what I have heard is phenomenal.
Okay, cool. Well, I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? But let's get to you. Why should people be like, okay, I want to listen to Sumit. I want to listen to this guy from what part of Massachusetts?
Worcester.
I got family in Worcester. Shout out to Worcester. Yeah.
Hey, shout out.
You know what I'm saying? Why should they like tap in with Massachusetts, and why should my people listen to what Sumit got to say?
Number one, because I'm nice. Okay. I am nice with this shit.
Yeah.
Number two, I mean what I say. I mean it. When you hear me spit something, say something, I mean it. It comes from my heart. And anytime, for me, personally, when I hear somebody who's put thought into what they say and they mean what they say, I'm tuning in. I want to hear what they got to say.
Yeah.
I can disagree. I can not like it or whatever, but as long as I know what you mean what you say, I'm interested. So if you're one of those kind of people, I think that you should tune in for sure. And like I said, we're making sure that the music sounds right. Shit sounds good, and you want to listen to it because it's something that you can dance to, you can enjoy with your friends, your people around. You know what I mean? So
it's a 9-project EP.
Yeah,
mixtape, EP,
whatever
the
you want to
mixtape.
call it. We put it. We're calling it a project, and it's it's a real adventure to
nice body of work.
Front to back, listen to it. Like it definitely does the job for what it set out to do. Which is
there any collaborations on this? Like people from your hood or people from even the tri-state area? Like I said, New York, New Jersey, Connecticut type.
We had a connection with Cosmic Kev in Philly. So
shout out to Cosmic Kev.
Shout out to Cosmic Kev. Shout out to EA. We put a song together with OT The Real from Philly called FYM. Got the video out on YouTube now for that. So that's the only feature on the project.
Okay.
Besides that, it's all me. But we got that track that's fire with OT. Shout out to OT.
Well, that's dope. Tell the people again, because I want them to make sure they stream all your music.
Yep.
You know, tap in with you. Let them know what like really look in that camera and tell them what you got going on and why they should tap into the people that's locked in with me.
Shout out if you're locked in. So we got Get Up and Go. It's out now. 9 songs. Absolute fire. Got 3 videos out on YouTube now. Follow me on Instagram, Sumit Music Official. We got freestyles going up all the time. Content coming nonstop. We got a new album called Find a Way. It's on the way. 8 more tracks. It's absolute fire. We got tracks with my dude Exit Fame. We got tracks with Nino Man, Terminology. A whole bunch of shit coming out. We're coming heavy with everything. So even if you ain't looking, we're going to be there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so I want to thank you so much. Now, I want my people to know that I do have a freestyle segment, and my man did freestyle for me, so I will be posting that up, and I want y'all to tune in. What we going to do? What we going to do on that freestyle?
Oh, we're going crazy. Money, power, respect. We came right. You know what I mean?
We're going to shut that down.
Yeah.
All right?
Thanks.
Thank you for being locked in with me, bro. I appreciate you coming through. All right? We locked in.